This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, December the 12th, 1965, a brash rookie from the University of Kansas, who was a star running back in the college ranks, decided to run the ball heavily. His famous boast of "Give me 6 inches of daylight" were huge. Anyway, his name is Gale Syaers, and what he did that Chicago day at Wrigley Field. Wait a minute, Wrigley Field had football? Well, yeah, they did. For some strange reason, the Bears didn't play at Memorial Stadium or Soldier Field and all that in 1965. I think they liked Wrigley. Unfortunately, Wrigley had problems because the end zones were too corner sharp. So basically, the Bears had to stop playing games there. Eventually, they didn't stop till 1970, which was weird. Anyway, the Bears entering this game were 8-4, with the Niners 7-5. It was a tight matchup and all that. Or so it seemed to be. San Fran looked decent. A lot of things for the NFL happened. Dallas won, Green Bay won, Minnesota, Philly, Rams, and the Giants all won. But that's not important. The important thing is how the Bears crushed the San Francisco 49ers. Gale Syaers got a touchdown pass from Rudy Bukic to make it 6-0. And then they missed the extra point. The Bears got another touchdown from Bukic to Mike Ditka. Remember him? Bears legend? Yep, 13-0. The Bears looked good. After John Brody threw a touchdown pass to make it 13-7, Gale Syaers put up a 21-yard rush to make his second trip to the end zone, and made it 20-7. The Niners did get a touchdown back, Brody to John David Crow, but they missed the extra point. Gale Syaers got the ball again for the third time and got a hit into the end zone for the third time to make it 27-13 at halftime. No big deal, 3 touchdowns for Gale Syaers in the first half, but then he went off. He put a 50-yard rush that secured things over the Niners, making it 34-13. And then, again, Gale Syaers got the ball for a touchdown. 5 touchdowns in one game. Are you nuts? That's amazing. Gale Syaers made it 40-13. The Niners got a touchdown on their own, and then Bukic threw a touchdown to Jim Jones, making it 47-20. And then Gale Syaers on a punt return weaved his way through the San Francisco defense, scores the touchdown. 6 touchdowns in one game. The Bears got a touchdown run by John Arnott, but I think that they basically were running up the score, and the Bears crushed the Niners 61-20. So the final stats were: John Brody for San Francisco, 19 for 37, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. San Francisco went with George Moira, and he didn't do so well either. The running game for San Fran wasn't really that existent. I mean, Ken Willard and John David Crow only combined for 47 yards. Dave Parks did have a 100-yard receiving game for the Niners in the game against the Bears, but all for naught. Rudy Bukic was fantastic. 16 for 32, 347 yards, 3 touchdowns. A quick look at Bukic's history is that he played for, I don't know who he played for. Like, they didn't say which college he went to. Oh, here we go. He was an Iowa/USC quarterback, and then the LA Rams took him in 1953. He was playing for the Rams, the Skins, and then the Bears. He had one stint with the Bears before he played 1.5 years with the Bears, 58 and 59, before going to Pittsburgh and then playing for the Bears from 62 to 68. So after 66, he wasn't really the same quarterback, but he was okay for the Bears in the 1960s. That's not bad. Anyway, But Gale Syaers, his final running total, 113 yards, 4 touchdowns on 9 carries. 9 carries. He got 4 touchdowns. He even got a receiving touchdown. The 80-yard bomb. In fact, he was third in receiving yards behind Jim Jones and Johnny Morris. And of course, he had that punt return for a touchdown. So that's what happened. In the end, though, the Bears finished 9-5. They tried. They were close, but they fell to Green Bay and Baltimore, who split the West at 10-3-1. Had to play one game divisional round, which Green Bay somehow won over Baltimore, even though it was controversial because Don Chandler missed a field goal and went wide right. Chandler knew he missed a kick, but they gave it to him anyway, which was stupid. The NFL the next year decided to add more length to the goalposts. So, well, the Bears tried, but in the end, Green Bay and Baltimore were the class of the NFL West. So they got to go for the NFL title, and Green Bay beat Cleveland. But you know what? The Bears at least had a field day. And the thing is, 6 touchdowns in one game, that's very rare nowadays. 1929, Ernie Nevers put up 6 touchdowns. He has the most points in an NFL game. Well, he scored 6 touchdowns for 6 points, but he was the kicker too and kicked 4 extra points, so that's 40 points. Gale Syaers was not the kicker. Gale Syaers, the mark of 6 touchdowns would not be duplicated till Alvin Kamara did it on Christmas Day 2020 against the Vikings. It was one for the ages. But he got all 6 touchdowns by, I think 4 of them were by short runs. So basically, he didn't have to work as much as Gale Syaers did. Gale Syaers, unfortunately, would have a knee injury a few years after his career. And the worst part for Syaers is that if he was in the NFL today, like with the medical procedures, even of the 90s and 2000s, he would have had a longer career. But his career was really cut short. He did win Comeback Player of the Year for coming back from that knee injury that almost was a career ender. But he lasted a few years, and he's in the Hall of Fame, so it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, the Bears got the 6 touchdowns. That's all that counts. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.